Hello. My topic today is on your mistakes. This video come from Desk Talks. Okay, let's start. So it's hard to talk about failure, isn't it? It's probably one of the most uncomfortable topics that you could bring up. No one likes to admit them, and that's it almost relatable topic. Everyone in this room has failure is something at some point. There's little things like failing an exam or driving stairs, a hard game, and then there's a big thing that taught in us all in life. They're like like the failure to keep the family together, getting fired, failure to keep sober, to raise the child probably. I'm half American and half Italian, and in the United States, failure is something that's take about, it talk about, it's accepted, it's woven in the fabric of social expensiveness, experience, not expensive, sorry. So it's something that even at the at time is glorified. Yes, yeah, is it really only cool to talk about failure from a point of successful power? I, however, to grow up in Italy, and Italy is a country with failure is absolute stigma. It's embarrassing. It's shameful. It's terrible. There's also content of Buddha of the Buddha Fiora. It is the sound of Italian, which means in Italian to lost face or to look bad. Because we think that failure make you look bad. And Italy, and many other country. That's true. It's my particular case. Uh, in my particular case, this this were a little more uh, by the face that I grew up in public eyes. My parents are now strict in Italy, and even since I were a little, little boy, I have been subjected to public judgment and media, mass media. Also, growing up in the country, we are we are we where is supported to be avoided at all cost. Growing up and keeping up appearance has hasn't always been that easy or talk. I have been in the entertainment industry ever since I can believe it. I can remember, and I have always felt within me the need to do something tough for myself. I still today work for Italian television, but I wanted to do something entrepreneurial. But I couldn't let fear of failure get a, get in the way of doing something new. and I didn't then let the same failure. As eventually, I get in the way of learning a valuable lesson. So when I was 24, I founded my first my first company, my fashion brand, my swimmer brand, and I put 7 years of blood, sweat, and tears into this company. I worked so hard. I truly gave it my all. Until one day I found myself sitting at the desk of my accountant, crying and whining. Because it is worth telling me that it was time to close down my company. It's just, it just wasn't making financial sense to keep it open anymore. And I was just looking at him like, are you are crazy. How can I close down? It's so embarrassing. It's brutal figura. It's so shameful. What are people gonna say? What are people gonna think? And he looked at me and expected because it's honestly, it's not the first time we were having conversation. It was probably our fourth, our fifth, or 15. I just couldn't admit failure. I couldn't admit the same. That I thought the failure was gravity. But finally, look at me. And this is something to me that really resonated with me. And it eventually freed me. This has to stop focusing so much on the end result and on the fact that I had to close down my company, but to give myself the right amount of credit on for all amazing work I have put in over the 7 years on the accomplishment that I have achieved. As he were right, he had seen it all. I mean, I have started my company with nothing but my excuse saving. My first fashion show in my backyard. Actually, I would as were my dad's backyard, and I had to beg him to let me use the space for it. Because I had to have my first fashion show in it. So, what is me in training and 11? Carrying work and one side to run the way to the other. Just hour just hour before I cursed, on the express has arrived. And when they finally did arrive, it had just powdered down, drained over entire catwalk. And on the brow or hay that I have put for people to sit on. And even on finally on the towel I had I had put over the ballast or hay. Everything was completely swashing west, and nobody wanted to sit down and let the fashion show begin. When finally I didn't convince them to sit down, the model completely unprofessional, unprofessional. Because at that point, my company couldn't afford professional models. It was hard disaster. It's not a total disaster. Over those 7 years, however, I managed to grow my brain and into recognizable, and reputable brand. I work incredible photographers, influenced and model on the world. I sourced my campaigns and on over the world from California to Thailand. Where I end up my 16 class campaign, I received thousands of email of happy clients could who could write me how happy they were with their product. In the end, we think failure or last list. We hear so much how failure should be inspiring. I was so fixed that I was so fixed on the fact that I had closed down my company, that I have whipped why that I have wiped away on dear on this year of hard work and accomplishments. Failure can be inspiring and can be lead up bigger and better things. But nobody really talk about this process of how do you can get there. How do you get through failure? How you can how do you how do you own it? So I put together a basic guideline of three basic guidelines. How you can get through a failure and own up to one. So that you can fail a leader more intelligently than I have. And this is my case. Is in work in my company. But it can be applicable for it can applicable for to anything, whether is a relationship, for whatever professional issue that you are struggling with failing it. Number one, be responsible. I know how to boring this sound, but trust me, I'm gonna to try to make it interesting. When we make mistake or when things go awfully wrong, our first instinct is usually to blame someone else and not take full responsibility. I see it happen in a lot of relationships. But not it taking the blame doesn't make us look any cooler. It just has make us look like co-work cowards, or it make us look like we're in total denial. It's as much as I really wanted to blame the entire fight system, task system, for being the reason why I had to close down my company. I'm not gonna do that, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm still trying to not do that. But if you are not gonna make a mistake and finally admit to it and understand how when you make the mistake and what's the point failing at all. I'm who I am and I am who I am and where I am today thank, thank to the consequences of my choice. And it's my choice, nobody else. It's in my choice. And for and if we are gonna to be responsible for our goal, our ideas, and own dreams, our own dream, we are gonna to have to be responsible for our failures. So that one day we can truly be responsible for own success. Number two, focus on you. I can't tell you how much time I will waste worrying about what another people thought of me. And me too. And when I'm not thinking about what other people thinking about me, I am comparing my life to other people. And and in our generation especially, we constantly compare and flattered by images a completely unrealistic lifestyles in on social media. My life is incredible on Instagram, and I promised you, it's completely far from it. I have no up and down, just like everybody else. I just do not show on social media. I promised you I didn't take a selfie and post it the day I was crying on my cartoon deck. I did. However, I take selfie one day when I was walking home and started pouring the rain on me. I was carrying a heavy bottle of water along until I finally got in front of my house. I will look outside. So I'm under the pouring rain with my bottle of water. Look at my house. But you know what I post at that moment? I post a picture. Don't worry about what other people are doing. Focus on you. Focus on the quality of your hard work and your journey. Do not waste your time and looking at what other people doing. This cup is not reality. Number three, as balance. I had to find the balance within me. Why I was adjusting myself to hardly and feel like a loser. But I wasn't recognizing all my hard work and accomplishments. But I also had to take the right amount of amount of responsibility, and I understand how and where I went wrong. I had to find the balance and meet myself in the middle. In the middle, because only through balance it truly gets certainly, and only thought you and you can learn something. I or someone was obsessed with the idea of success, but success is not some magical lantern in the end of the rainbow. In the same way that failure isn't black and white, life is truly 10% what happened to us and 90% how we react to it. Yes, you're right. Just failure can be inspiring. Just it can be lead to bigger and better things. But the only true way we get there is if we learn something. in if we own up to our failures. Thank you. This video is so long, and you know, um, it's so in the start. I feel so nervous, and it's so hard to sound like him. But I think I can good in the end or middle, you know. So whatever, I will just write it and try to do pronunciation better. Bye bye and see you next time.